Hello, everybody.
What up, yo?
Welcome to PopNerdom, the place where Hanzy and I talk about all kinds of pop shit nerd. I am your boy Six.
Your boy Hanz. And we have returned.
Yes, sir. Thank
Return
you.
of the Mac. Because you know that I'm the Mac. Yeah. All right, before we get fined. It's like 10 seconds, right? 10 seconds. That's what.
Step that shit up. First off, thank you for everybody that has signed up to the channel in the time that we've been away. It's been 3 or 4 guys that have, and I say guys very specifically because I was talking to them.
I know them.
They're all guys. I'm hoping a few girls also signed up at some point or another, but I haven't seen that. So I'm sorry to say. Thank you guys for signing up. Thank you for hitting like and subscribing. Everybody that's passing by and stopping by. If you like this, please hit like. And we're going to jump right into it because we have 6 months to catch up on. Let me see. We have, but we're not going to do all that. Listen. If we missed it, it's gone.
It's gone. It happened.
It happened. So let's move on to the newer stuff. By the way, did I explain what we do? Yeah, we talk about all the nerd shit. So sorry. Let's get right into the nerd
Bring
shit.
in the nerd shit.
Right
Bring in the nerd shit.
Which is Loki. So Loki has jumped out and come out in Disney Plus. As of the week before this one, so last week.
Yes.
And everybody's going crazy about Loki, but I've noticed not as crazy as they were about the last 2 of the shows.
the WandaVision or the Falcon. And it's crazy because everyone had a different first 2 episode reaction. You know what I'm saying? Wanda, since they dropped the first 2, boom, boom, everybody was like, what the fuck? But not like a ill. It was like a, wow, what are they gonna do? Falcon was like, okay, I see, okay. And then Loki, Loki, you're like,
So it's an interesting thing to talk about because, listen, I will not tell anybody not to watch the show.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't,
know.
Because it's good. However, there's been nothing in it, not one thing in it that I've been like, oh shit. So, even, by the way, major spoilers. So, even when Mrs. Loki showed up, which, you know, my girlfriend went, oh shit. I went more like, it's not over yet?
Nice.
Okay. But, having said that, I'm not hating this show. I have nothing against this show. Nothing at all. I have nothing bad to say about it. Except for the fact that it's not wowing me explosively yet. Not that it's not wowing me because it's well shot, it's well done. But let me start at the first episode and let me see how you feel about this. The one moment at the first episode that they're trying to grab you with. The one that you really have to be like, is the moment where he sees himself die. And then you kind of question like, oh my goodness, he's seen himself die. What are we going to do with this? And quite honestly, that didn't land for me. I don't know if it landed for you at all.
No, it's because how I see this whole series is like, this is a in between. Like whatever's going to happen happened already and it will not change what's going forward. It's just like cool ass in between. It's cool ass. Did you know this happened while this was happening, while that was happening? You know what I mean? Like it's more Skywalker series saga.
Skywalker saga. Well, I don't know, man. You know what? Let me tell you, I don't know because
hopefully something changes.
It feels
Who
to
knows?
me like they have more shit that they're setting up, like bigger stuff that they're setting up, than the stuff that per se WandaVision set up. Like I feel like WandaVision set up something very specifically about Wanda. So it gave you something big that is set up, but it doesn't pay off.
Oh, so you you think this is like pushing little balls that will create bigger snowballs later down the road?
Yes. So right. So like the thing about WandaVision is that it's more immediate because you're gonna get that movie next year, whenever it is, and you're gonna see the results. But what happened in WandaVision is more like what you described. It's more of like a half step. It's like a little backstory. It's like an issue 0 of something, so that you know. That you know what you know what the main story is gonna be, which is what everybody cares about, the main story. While this show feels like all that they're setting up is huge, but even if you don't get a payoff, now, it makes more sense that there's no payoff because the focus is on Loki.
It's like watching Captain Marvel in the order it's supposed to be in.
Right. Exactly. When you watch all of the movies in order, you find that Captain Marvel
makes a lot more sense. It's not, no. Yeah, you're like, oh shit.
And it makes a lot more sense.
I was trying to man, why you ain't say that?
They should tell you, watch Captain America, then watch this, and then keep going so that you can really be set up for what's coming. But anyways, I find that the biggest problem with Loki right now is that all of the moments that are supposed to hit big, and perhaps that is the fault of WandaVision and the Falcon. Although the Falcon had a bigger payoff, right? It's just that the Falcon fucked up as a payoff is that they didn't do it in one like big movie at the end. They gave you one episode and then another. Yes. And then you kind of were left with like a bit of like, okay, well, that last episode wasn't any good without the one before. So they should have played them back to back like a big movie. They should have made it one big episode. But in the case of WandaVision, you get that payoff that is really about, I'm gonna tell you a big story in the big, like we discussed. But this one feels to me like whatever the payoff is. And listen, what the fuck do we know? Like,
I'm enjoying the ride. If it goes nowhere, I'm enjoying because not for nothing. I was streaming the other day and I was listening to a mythology podcast and they happened to have the Loki episode. You know what I mean? 2 parts? Yeah. No, 3 parts. He's really a trickster. So all this devious shit that he's doing, like he's really a trickster from his origin, from the Norse origin. So it fits right in. It fits right in, yo. It fits right in.
And trick on. Some of the things, if we're talking about the Loki that Loki's based on, like the real the Norse mythology Loki. My favorite things about Loki that people don't seem to get. They say that his sex is fluent, right? Like what's it called? Is that what he said? Fluent?
He's like transgendered.
Well, he's fluent. Like he'd be a male, he'd be a female, he'd be whatever.
Yup.
But in Norse mythology, the horse that Odin rides that has like 8 legs, right? In the Norse mythologies, pardon my accent, it happens because Loki, there's a guy that bets Loki, and I think it's Odin. There's a guy that shows up with Odin and says, I bet you my horse can go around the world 1,000 times before you can build a fence. Mm-hmm. And Odin is like, bet. But if I win, I get a horse from my horse and your mare. And he's like, yeah, good, let's go. So the guy goes and sets the horse off, right? And Odin starts building the wall. And by the time the horse comes back for his 1,000th time or whatever it is, the fence is built. So they give him a pony from the mare, because it was a female horse, and that female horse happened to be fucking Loki. Yeah. So Loki got fucked by a horse.
He took it. He was like, yo, I want that date. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get you. Chichorizo. Le llamamos chichorizo. Lo falo que yo lo besé.
So those are the kind of things that I always find fantastic, because Loki, I mean, those are things that they won't touch on this show or in this series or in the Marvel Universe ever. But those are things that, if you know the character, if you look for the source of the character, you realize he doesn't really have a defined sex.
No.
Because he's a trickster. So he changes into whatever he needs to be at any point, at any time.
And he'll tell you whatever he needs. And sometimes he will bet on the fact that you think he's going to trick you, and he doesn't trick you, and that's the trick.
Yeah,
because then you trick yourself.
Exactly. So that first episode had that moment that's supposed to hit with you, but I was more in love with him, with the funny of the episode.
I love the
idea
ending.
of him coming in. Yeah,
He was like,
the whole.
Oh, I'm doing this and that, and no, that's exactly what he wants you to do. And then that, you're fucking with me. All right, let's go. He's like, come on, man, that's part of the fun.
Owen Wilson in the first episode. In the second episode was even better, but in the first episode he was fantastic. You know, like that first introduction to the show, I was more in love with the setups and not with reminding me everything Loki has done through every movie that I've seen him in, because I don't need that. You could have. Exactly. I mean, but even if you haven't in 3 years, in 4 years, when Loki dies in fucking Infinity Game,
Yep.
it's one of the biggest moments in the movie. Like, no one forgot that he died in that movie. As a matter of fact, that's the only thing that mattered when he touched the Tesseract and disappeared in the last movie.
Yes,
it's
sir.
the only reason why that mattered. I love the idea that they did the setup of explaining what these people do, but also that Loki is like, what the fuck? These motherfuckers jumped all over space, so it's their fault that I'm here. And they're like, no.
What about them? Yeah. Like, what
whataboutism? Start your whataboutism. This is not about this thing about Donald Trump.
My radar hit your car at 85, not the SUV that passed me at 90.
So there's that stuff, but the big shit seems to be hitting, not like missing. Then you get the big display at the second episode. Like they do a big old deal and about catching this other Loki, and it's fun, but it was even less fun than the first episode, and I felt like it was a bigger disappointment that what they pay you off with is like, I'm a girl Loki, and then like she blew up the timeline, because I'm like, what?
Is she Loki or she Loki?
This is but the other thing is, excuse me, the other thing is that something of that magnitude, something that huge, doesn't just happen in a universe like Marvel. Like something that ginormous where everything is gonna die and everything is gonna go, that doesn't just happen. You know what I mean?
And so, how long is this series? 6 episodes, right?
6 episodes. So there's 4 left already.
We're already in the second arc. If you want to think about it.
Well, I mean, you're in the second, right? You're in the second, right? In the meat of the show, because then the last 2 is the payoff, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that, look, and again, it's so weird, because it's not that I would tell everybody in the world to watch this show. I would, because it's good. But it's just that, it's just that it's not, it's weird. It's grabbing me, but I'm not as, I don't know. I'm excited,
it's grabbing
but
me
I'm
more, not because of the story. It's because I like Loki. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when the other basketball team has a good player and you respect the player, you're like, yo, he nice, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't really fuck with the team, but he's nice, yo. Okay, he dropped 40 today. Nice.
It was Knicks versus Jordan. It's like, I fucking hate the Bulls. I hate Michael Jordan even still. But you gotta respect that motherfucker. You gotta respect him, you're right. They're using the how much you like Loki, and the fact that they're really fucking pushing how likable Loki is. In every episode,
in every scene.
In every scene, right? Like, it's just
especially that second one.
It's like,
especially that second one, yo. But remember.
He's here. Wait, don't go. He's here. and so I as much as I think that's what I think you hit it on the head, is that it's a bunch of liking Loki more than it is
story driven.
Right. And even though it's not, and again, it's not that it's bad. It's not bad. It can't be bad. It's it's good. It's just, it's not punching.
It's not. It's not connecting like it's supposed to. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, man. I've always had a problem like when you make the Dark Knight Rises, right? And you make a bomb that will explode all of Gotham. Like, those stakes are so unreal.
Yes, yo.
Because Gotham is not gonna fucking blow up. Like, I don't care what happens. I don't care what happens.
It's too big for the universe.
Bro, Gotham is not going anywhere. It's just, it's not. It can't.
It's big. And so, like, the problem be too big for the frame, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so, like, when you frame a story where, I mean, look, and I'm talking shit. I don't know how this ends up. Who knows if by...
hopefully it gets good, but people, we are in the meat. Now we're in, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's 6 episodes, 2 in.
We ate the salad. We're about to eat the big-ass steak. And then we're going to see what we get for dessert. Mm-hmm. But the big-ass steak...
It needs to be a big steak because that salad was grass, really. There was no croutons. You know what I mean? There's nothing there.
There wasn't enough sauce on it. What's it called? Dressing. There's no dressing.
There was no feta cheese.
Salt, pepper, bro.
That was the bag lettuce too, bro. Like, no, they didn't rip it with their hand. That shit came in the bag.
Put a little water in it. Put it on your plate.
Shake it up. That's good to go. It's fresh. Yo, have you seen the Bad Batch, yo?
Wow, let's talk about the Bad Batch on the second half. We get right up into it.
Yeah. I was just thinking. Because
although I haven't seen the latest episode today.
Me neither.
Good. So we can catch up to like episode 5 or whatever it is so far. Let's do that in the second half. Is there anything about Loki that, other than Loki, than Tom Hiddleston and his hat abs, is there anything about Loki that you're liking more, or that's keeping you coming more aside him? Like, is there anything else? Is there anything that's grabbing you? Anything?
The possible Easter eggs.
Okay,
you understand? That's it. Yeah. It's full of Easter eggs, yo.
The shit with the Infinity Stones in the drawer.
Paperweight.
That shit was that was fantastic, bro.
Oh, that was mean.
Nah, man, because it really explains to you
the levels.
Sometimes,
yep.
It sometimes explains to you like what you think is the ultimate thing, the ultimate goal in life. And sometimes ain't nothing but your personal goal. Like,
it's not always greener on the other side.
Not even that, but also that like what you give so much credence and importance to. Sometimes it's just you giving it credence and importance.
Yo.
You know, like sometimes it's just nothing.
He's like, yeah, we got a bunch of them here in the office. Like, bro, we went through. Like, I died. You just gotta do it like that sometimes.
Like, really?
Pasó?
Like, just like that?
Morí, loco. I'm dying.
No? All right. Question for you. Do you think that time masters exist? Or is it like Loki says? It's like you just believe it, so it's true to you.
That's what I'm thinking, yo, because they're making it, you know what? If they do exist, they're a big-ass letdown, and that's why nobody sees them.
It's like the Wizard of Oz, right?
Yes,
like it's a midget behind the giant Wizard of Oz.
Yep. Controlling 3 talking statues, and he's really one person and shit.
He presses one, types what they say, and the first one says it.
He got the Siri voice, the Katana voice, and the Alexa voice.
Right. But what's interesting about that, too, is the idea that anyone and everybody can fall into it really makes you question. It really makes you question if they're real or not. But because there's times when you're like, but they have this power, like they're doing this thing. How come they're not? You know what I'm saying? Like, then who's controlling it? And then, you know, like it kind of fucks with you because you kind of feel like, no,
and it's
I
also
have
about
my own
importance, though. Because think about it, if you're keeping all of time, what is one timeline? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the grand scheme of it, like, of course, if that one timeline fucks up everything else, then okay. But in the one, you know what I mean? Like, them not intervening in nothing. Like, even the Eternals not intervening. Like, all of this that's what I'd be thinking about. You know what I mean? Like all of that. Like,
where? Yeah, I mean, you know, Kevin Smith has a show called Fat Man Beyond that we all know that Hanz and I love. And in Fat Man Beyond, Kevin Smith made a great point. It's like the first thing they got to say in that movie is, where the fuck were there when Thanos was going fucking crazy?
Where was he? Yo, where? And did any of y'all get snapped? Some of y'all had to. The odds had to be. I mean, I need one of y'all to get snapped at least. You know what I'm saying? Like
something.
And then maybe when they come back, that was what responded to memory. Maybe who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, who knows? But even still, and more importantly, if that is true that they didn't get snapped, they are as important and as powerful as the Time Masters. And if they did get snapped, that means the Time Masters are really the power of the universe. So we got to see who these people are, right?
Yes, sir.
I think that also the time and I know I've mentioned this, but the fact that it's branching off into all these timelines, I don't care. Unless they're gonna do something fun with that, where you're not gonna meet only like several versions of Loki like you probably would on this show, but if you're gonna see different versions of different people because time has erupted.
Yes.
Not just because dimensional transformation, but time transformation too. I think that will be fun, but it's too hippie-ish.
And it could get very gimmicky that it's always like, you know, it's always an event that we know of. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's never...
Yeah, that would be the Star Wars problem, right? Like, they always bring it back to fucking Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Always the Skywalkers. Like, God, it's a galaxy far, far away. Can we stop at one far and see who's there?
Nah, man.
And then go to the second far? No, we got to go to the far.
Listen. Only thing they say is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. They never said it was a huge galaxy. They just said, look...
These are the only people in it. These are really the only people that matter, to be completely honest with you. It's full. We're about 700 trillion, but that one family, that's the one. Those are the one. That's it. Nobody else.
The two families, the Skywalkers and the Palpatines. That's all that matters. Mm-hmm. Listen, just before let's jump into Bad Batch, but before we do. Yes, you should watch this show.
Yes.
Yes, I'm enjoying the shit out of this show.
Yes, we are.
I'm not even disappointed with the shit that I'm not being wowed by. I'm not even disappointed. I'm just like, oh, all right. I mean,
exactly.
I guess that's where you're going to go.
It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool.
Right.
It's a cool watch.
So you good, right.
You've seen worse things. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. And especially coming from Disney Plus where shit can get like very iffy at the beginning and you're like, what the fuck is this? Mm-hmm. And then you're like, I got it.
I guess.
All right, so let's jump right into Bad Batch. So, Bad Batch. Now, here's a show I got some bad things to say about. Personally,
It's me, no, not even just you, bro. It's also me too, bro. It is what I was. It's like, why? Like honestly, I'm just like, why y'all keep bringing these people back, man? And not even just the clones. It's just, honestly, I don't want nothing more from this era. I'm finally like, that's it. It's enough. It really is enough.
And look, let's get something straight. I mean, it's the first season, and we all know that the first season is never that great. Like, we always have to wait for another season for them to fucking catch
for season 2, this is true all the time.
So,
because they never go all out just in case niggas don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, I bet.
Click. But these are the things that I would say about it. I am in love with seeing Order 66 take a different angle.
Yes, I was just about to say it's a different view. Like, no. You can look there, but you can look here.
Right. And the fact that they all still got affected and didn't get affected, and that's a great part of the story. The part where you see Tarkin coming in and talking about replacing clones because they're massively expensive with people. I loved the shit out of that. I didn't think it was going to happen that fucking soon. So you could have made this show 5-10 years before Solo, let's say, and it would have made more sense. But but I guess right away, the moment they finished the war, they were like, "Fuck that! That's a big expense. Cut it from the room."
Done it. We won. God damn it! Yes. Order 67. Order 67. Now.
fry those motherfuckers real quick. And I love that. I love the animation. I think it's the best animation so far on any Star Wars show. Especially the weight of the ships and all that stuff is way better in the show than it's ever been in any other show.
The way it maneuvers, yep.
Yeah, and it looks like the movies in that sense. It kind of captures the idea of the movies in the way the ships are moving and how they come out of hyperspace. And they do a lot of that, which is a little bothersome. Like they kind of cheesing it with it, but it's cool. It's a great thing to hang on to because it works. But,
quick interjection. Star Wars Squadron is free on the PS Now this month. Download it free.
Ooh, get your PS. Get your Star Wars Squadron just before it goes back to $20.99.
Yeah.
And here are the things that I don't fucking like about this show. The number one thing that I hate about this fucking show is the number one thing that I've hated always about cartoons, even when I was a kid, is putting a fuking kid in the middle of the action.
And it's not even Baby Yoda cool. Baby Yoda, like, that's why Baby Yoda, Grogu was a phenomenon.
Well, here's the thing about Grogu, though. Grogu is more of a thing because he's a baby. Right? So when he does things, you're like, he has the force, but it's because he's a baby. Like, he's not getting into bad situations. And you can't tell me that a baby, he acts like he's about 2, right? Like, not even. He acts like he's like 6 months old or something.
Yeah. 8, so, like, just walked. Just learned how to walk.
Yeah, right, like 8 months old or something like that. But when you have a kid that's small and he gets into trouble, it makes more sense that a kid that's small will get into trouble than a kid that can think.
And then a clone, too, at that. An advanced clone at that.
Come on, man. I mean, it's just... what the fuck? It's just... It is the worst thing about the show. And it gives it a heart that the show... I wish the show didn't have.
It didn't...
Because it's so...
Because, honestly, there's mad heart in the camaraderie that they have. Because that's what brings you to them. It's the way they interact with each other.
And I don't need nothing. You have great drama in that one of their own guys betrays them, even though they're betraying the whole order. You're supposed to be like, yeah, that's the way you're supposed to do it, betray the whole order. But you got the one guy that betrays them while they're doing the right thing. There's so much great drama in that. I don't need a fucking child.
I don't need it at all. I don't. And it's not that it's so risque that it's not kid relatable.
Right. I mean, anybody that's watching this show right now is either a kid that already binged all of fucking the Clone Wars and is good and ready to watch this, or if you're starting from scratch, it will be like the Clone Wars, even though the Clone Wars did have Ahsoka from the get-go. Yep. And they only fixed Ahsoka at season 2, and maybe way better at season 3. But at least at season 2, halfway through season 2, they were like, look, give her 2 lightsabers, make her a badass, and let's move on from there, you know. And I don't think I'm going to get that from this little girl because she's too young. So unless they're going to jump 5 years and they're going to make her a teenager, then I can be like, all right, teenager I can deal with. Yes. I didn't like Ezra, but I can understand the point of Ezra.
Padawan, yeah, you know.
Right. And it has a little bit more weight and more handling than a fucking 9-year-old, however old she is, 10. Because she's annoying. It blows my fucking head.
I have to catch up to the last 2 episodes because I just got mad at her. I was just one of those things. I was just like, you pissed me off. Let me watch some anime. Let me see somebody get their head chopped off.
So, as much as I'm liking the show, because, look, I have that major complaint. It's a giant fucking bump in the road, that little kid. But she's consumable. You can still watch her. And sometimes she annoys you. And sometimes she does what she needs to do. Right? Sorry if you can hear my cat crying, but I have the door closed. And she wants to come in so bad.
Let me in.
Can't come in, Aria. Sorry. and the animation really makes up for it, and the story is really fucking good and interesting.
Yeah, because it's a different angle. It's a different thing. But I like that it's Skywalker free kind of sort of. You understand what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I really want them to move forward from this, yo. Like honestly, like
I think the best era and the only era that we should be watching at this point, because right now there's a thing that you mentioned years ago that I keep using because you said it, and is they keep stepping on their own toes.
Yeah,
because they keep going backwards. And the moment you go backwards, you keep stepping on your own toes. It's stupid.
It wasn't straight all the way. It wasn't all ironed out. You understand what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? You just keep making more wrinkles, more ripples in time. They're variants of their own. They're variants of their own shit, bro.
Right. So when they announce a new series, and you can watch in the episode that we did about that, my wish was that they made a Skywalker, even though he's Skywalker, he didn't have to be Luke Skywalker, but they could have done the Jedi after Return of the Jedi. What happens to the Jedi? Why didn't they form? How come there's no Jedi temple? And if there is, how come they're not around, You can't erase episode 7 and 9, I suppose. You can't. But you can tell me what happened because Kylo Ren was being trained. Yes. Right? Like, everybody was being trained. So there's a time period where all these Jedi were reforming. And that's the shit, too,
that there's those information that we don't have, that we haven't heard of, that we haven't got any flavor of, that needs to be told instead of this one cut of meat and you just trying to douse it in all the different kind of seasonings. But bro, that's still a flank steak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't care that you put it in chimichurri sauce. I don't care that
Cajun,
you made it,
that you jerked it. You know what I mean? Like you put it in Argentinian salt. You know what I'm saying? Pink Himalayan salt. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, it's I taste it. It's a flank steak. That's a nice flank, bro.
It's a flank. It's a flank with some flavor on top. And you are absolutely right that there is an obsession with anything before episode 4. It's just an obsession.
It's an obsession. It's it's of course they're making money and stuff like that, but it's like, again. It's like, it's your mom's cooking, It's like, the same thing, Mom. It's great, but
Look, even if the cartoon would have been Rey forming a new Jedi Order with Finn and all of them, I would have been more in love with that story than I am with this story. Even though that validates Rey and Finn and all of that, but at least you can tell me the stories that you weren't smart enough to tell me in those 3 movies.
Exactly, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And you can move forward in storytelling instead of fucking going back. Listen, Luke and Leia and Han, they're done. Like, they were my Star Wars. They're fucking finished, dude. Yes. They're done. And, and then we get the Obi-Wan show, too. Like, you could have skipped all of this shit and done the Obi-Wan show and give me that flavor. Or I would have been like, I'm more interested in Obi-Wan than I am on
because that's a big-ass miss. That's a big-ass missing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chapter,
that's you know what I'm saying? And that's more, you're right. This is not a chapter that I need. But it's good, and I'm watching it, and, there's nothing wrong with it. I'll watch it. But this is not a chapter that I need. I can skip this chapter, and I'll be all right. But I do want the Obi-Wan chapter, because it's a big question. Like, what the fuck was you doing this whole time?
It's a big variable. It's a big variable, And that's the thing, that they have the big variables to answer. They just keep going to all reliable, Order 66.
Bro, there is such a thing as over-seasoning.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I don't know. We must be fucking hungry because all we talked about is food.
You ain't lying, bro.
But it's true that it's such a thing as over seasoning. You put too much salt and your spaghetti comes out salty as fuck. Put too much pepper, it comes out too spicy. You whatever it is, like you eating some
too much. Is that too much of a good thing? Is a bad thing?
Yo, bro. So the only hope that I can have for this show is that it's short.
Yes.
Like, if they're gonna do 3-4 seasons and they're short, it's the only hope that I have for being like, all right, I'm happy with this. Fortunately for me, I ended Clone Wars, the cartoons of Clone Wars, because I'm watching all of it in order, but I'm busy, so I can't watch it like I want to. And Clone Wars, I ended Clone Wars the day before
that started.
The 2 weeks after Bad Batch started, so I could catch up on like 2 episodes, 3 episodes, whatever it was.
Yeah, because it's quick.
Yeah, so that was fun for me, but once again, Aurora, is that her name? Aurora? Nebula.
Yes, Aurora.
I'm okay if she fucking dies in this episode today.
Or if she just gets left in the planet to get trained and then gets picked up in a further date,
Yeah.
Like when they were gonna leave her, I was like, please leave her. Go. Leave her ass. Leave her.
Bye, bitch. Yeah, right. There's Milo. So, before we go, a couple of things. I know you haven't watched Star Trek yet, and you haven't been watching Star Trek, but Picard trailer dropped for season 2. Q is back, and I couldn't be more excited. I know that doesn't mean much to you because you don't know who Q is, but it's fucking huge, and I'm looking forward to that. Next, in a few weeks, Black Widow drops. Just in a couple of weeks.
Yes. Is that going to Disney Plus for the pay, or straight to theater?
I don't know because they haven't announced. They said it's going to the movies. And by the way, they make this whole trailer about like the movies are open again. Come see Marvel, and I'm like, I ain't going to fucking movies for Black Widow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm comfortable.
That's what I'm saying. You honestly, like, you can't drop that to the crib, bro. Like, I like to have some brewskis, and I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to leave the house for Black Widow.
Like, we've gotten used to this lifestyle, A, and B, COVID ain't over. I don't care what Cuomo says. I don't care what anybody says. There's still COVID out there. And we fucking fully vaxxed. I'm still like, nah. Son,
oh, yeah, same here. So, come on, you know how I mean, but this was me before this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just can't use the excuse anymore.
Hansel has a necessity to be able to pause a movie so he can take a nap. In any movie. It doesn't matter how good the movie is. Yeah. He needs to take a nap. Or at least wake up and be like, oh, well, I left the shit. Let me go back.
Word, yeah. How about, this is getting good. Let me take a nap. And wake up with a little more energy to watch this.
When I went to see The Rise of Skywalker for like the 3rd or 4th time, because I always, for the Star Wars movies, I always buy tickets with different friends. So I end up watching it 4 or 5 times. But by the 4th time, when Finn and is this Rise of Skywalker? No, this was the middle one. I forget what they were called now. But in the middle one, when they leave for the casino,
yes,
I legitimately put the seat all the way back, legit, bro, and took a fucking full nap. I was like snoring everything. Opened my eye. I was like, are they back? No, they're not back yet. Hold on. Make the movie 60 times better, bro. I'm telling you right the fuck now. That movie, you could edit the whole chunk out and then make him come back. And
it's like watching anime with the filler list. Like, what? Skip 50 episodes? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. From 151 to 201. Skip.
Just like, bro, I took a full nap. That my friend was sitting next to me and was like, you sleeping? And I was like, yeah, you seen this shit?
Y déjame quieto. Este para ti. Yo vine para ti. This round was for you. This wasn't for me. I seen this.
Yeah. She seen it too, so it didn't matter. I'm like, you know what's coming. Don't talk to me, bro.
Is it a surprise? Oh shit.
But yeah, so Q, Disney fucking up with giving me a trailer to be like, yo, come back. And he's like, nah, son, you gotta give me something better. Like, you gotta get me excited a little bit more, because I'm used now to watching this shit at home. And guess what? It ain't that bad.
It's not that bad. It's really not that bad, dog. That pause button, bro. Listen, it's like Click, Adam Sandler Click.
And do you have anything? You want to mention before we
I've been watching Berserk since the author just died. I've been watching Berserk. Watched the first 3 movies. Now I'm watching the anime. Yo, it really is a journey. It's his own like universe, dog. Like I can't believe I didn't miss that. Yo, and the books. I went to order the books, like the special edition, the hard shit, bro. Them shits ain't coming out till next year. Like that's how sold out they are.
Wow.
Yeah, dog. Like
right.
yo,
Berserk. What's that? Netflix?
Yes, on Netflix. Berserk, bro. When I tell you, it'll keep you. It's crazy. It's bloody. But it's good character development. You go through. It's 3, bro. There's a betrayal, but you go through 3 movies to get to it. So you love these people. So the betrayal comes so because I by mistake watched the first season of the anime, which is after the betrayal. So I didn't quite understand the anger. But, you know, I'm with somebody chopping people head off. You know what I'm saying? I ain't against that.
Say, hey, you mad? Let's go.
Hey, I woke up angry too, bro. Do it for the ones who can. But, yo, Berserk, bro, really, really good. Like, really, really good, bro. And it started in 2000, I want to say 2011 or 2012. Like, the animation, not the manga. It's old. The manga's, like, from the early 90s and shit like that. It's old, bro. Like this is a...
Yo, don't say old when I was born in the 70s, bro. No, and you say early 90s.
Not even that. Is that you would think something like that, it would get animated right away. Yeah, it would be more yo, it's no, because the way it's drawn.
Yeah, but I mean the sensibilities for stuff like that probably have changed a lot more.
This is very true. Like very true. The head chopping was probably allowed on paper back then. Now you can see it on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Bet. That's actually very true.
I got a question for you because I was going to watch Evangelion because I haven't seen that shit. I don't think I've seen the whole Evangelion, if I'm being honest with you. I don't remember. But Netflix has it. I know it. And I know that you should watch it in Japanese in Netflix because the translation is much better than what they did in English. But is that caught up?
That is... It's the shit about Netflix animes is that Netflix takes original storylines and just tweaks shit. So it's like,
but is it in the voice acting or is it in the do they actually edit it out? Because I want to watch it pure, and I don't know if I should watch it through Netflix with the Japanese.
Yeah, watch it through Netflix with the Japanese. Don't watch. Yo, the English voice acting is always softer. If they calling somebody a bitch, they're not calling them a bitch anymore. If they're calling somebody a punk, then you know what I mean? Like it takes away.
I mean, it's an older cartoon, right? It's an older cartoon. But if it's unedited, and I can watch it in Japanese, then I'll watch it through Netflix. Yes. Okay, that's good. Mm-hmm. So what was the show that you mentioned right now?
Berserk.
So watch out for Berserk. Watch out for Picard if you're into it. Watch out for Black Widow. Better come into my TV.
Yes, direct. Please. Don't do that because I want to watch it. But yo no me voy de mi casa. No me voy.
Scarlett better come straight to my house. And I don't mean personally, but, you know, if she does, I mean, I ain't gonna complain.
I got some sugar. I got some sugar. A little sugar for you.
So, thanks for stopping by, man. We were off for a bit. We're back.
Yeah.
We're back like crack in the early 2000s.
Yes, sir.
And we hope to keep it going. For you, thank you for everybody that came in, signed up, hit like,
subscribe.
And we'll see you.
Tell somebody to tell somebody, and leave a comment, man. Let me know what you think about Loki. Let us know what you think about the Bad Batch. Let us know what you think about it's coming up in the next 2 parts. You know. Episode 3, 4, and then 5 and 6. Let us know.
Yeah, man.
Right here.
And
in the comments.
And then right somewhere down there. Thanks, man. We'll see you next time. Peace.
We out.